So today was a much different pace than it has been the past few weeks. Finally got to slow down and relax for a little bit. The few weeks leading up to my sister's wedding were pretty busy. We were working on stuff pretty much every weekend and squeezing in little things here and there when we could throughout the week. It was a busy time, but our first event here on the farm was pretty spectacular, and I am super happy that it got to be for somebody that we love and that really appreciated everything we put into it. So overall, just a huge, wonderful success. And that always feels so good to come off of so much work and so much effort to everything just really coming together so perfectly in the end. And I couldn't have asked for a better day. And I hope my sister, I know she loved it and appreciated it, and it was everything that she wanted it to be, which is the most important thing. So now that that's done, we have opened up the door for doing other events possibly here on the farm in the future, and that can look like a few different things. Obviously, we can host certain events for a certain amount of people, but we've also talked about the idea of doing other type of farm events, maybe not this year, but as we grow, as my flower side of things grows, I think we can really make some fun stuff happen out here. So we'll kind of see how that continues to evolve and progress. But now it's time to keep moving forward, and the next thing I have to look forward to is my very first flower sale. I am doing bouquets this weekend for the very first time, just locally, right around my area, to a few people we know, but it is still such a huge leap of faith for me because I've never done any kind of professional work with flowers at all, so I'm really just winging it, researching where I can, and just really seeing how others around me have conducted their business, and it's just really been a really fun growing process. But I am very excited to share that with other people this weekend, and I am pretty excited to extend that area of my garden for next year. I really want to utilize the space that I have a little bit more appropriately. We have a lot of good things coming in, but some things either we're not eating fast enough, and I haven't really developed or made a plan for what the veggie side of the business is going to look like. So things have, and I wouldn't even say gone to waste, but have ended up with the pigs or the goats or the chickens, which is fine because, you know, I mean, that definitely helps on the animal feed side of things, but I definitely want to work on being more intentional and thinking long term and planning out things a little bit better. I think I could have planned. Micah walked up behind me and I can't help smile at him. But I definitely could have planned a little bit better, a little bit further apart, spacing time-wise things a little bit farther apart to really take advantage of being able to go to the garden and pick instead of, you know, not being able to use that fast enough and then it going to the animals instead. So we'll see how that turns out. The exciting things we have coming in right now is I still have a ton of kale to harvest. I mean, I think I'm always going to have a ton of kale to harvest, which is good because we can freeze it for a long time. But tomatoes are finally starting to show some color, and that's what I've been waiting on for a very long time. We have some cucumbers coming in really well that I want to try and pickling. Is that how you say it? Try and pickle. Try to pickle. I don't know. Anyway, cucumbers are coming in. I don't know how to speak. What else do we have? We have some peppers coming in. We have a lot of cantaloupe and a lot of melons and watermelons coming in. And usually I am awesome at growing zucchini. That has not been the case this year. It's been very slow to come out, so that's finally starting to show. I'm working on getting some seeds started in the greenhouse to start thinking ahead for fall and succession planning. Some flowers. So things are moving along. I'm getting a better idea of how, when, and how much to plant of any given thing. So that's always good. I know I'm cutting off your head. I'm sorry, I'm so short. Anyway, what else do we have happening that's exciting for you?
For me, so we're going to not really relocate, but we're going to shorten our chicken run area.
Redesign our chicken coop and our chicken run, because I don't know if you've seen them in the background, but they're all over because we don't have a top. They're not completely 100% covered in the chicken run we have now, and they get out frequently, and they have been really loving my cabbage.
But it's becoming an issue.
It's becoming a big issue, especially as things are growing that they like eating, like tomatoes and yeah, just all the cabbage I have, and they like picking at my flowers. So it's definitely becoming an issue. We definitely have to get taken care of, and we're in a good position to do that right now with other things kind of coming to a good close on the farm. So we're working on that. We are also going to be working on enclosing the whole cottage garden. We need to put a fence around it because where we're at, we're kind of opposite of the wooded area on our property, and I honestly did not think that deer would come back here right behind our house, but
Multiple times.
multiple times have I had deer just chomp off all of my roses. Intruders, which is a little disheartening and really tough when I'm trying to get the flower side of our business going too. So that's not cool. So fencing around the cottage garden is really going to be a priority also. And I think getting some of this stuff done will be a little bit easier. We'll have a little bit more time now that like the bigger things that needed to get done are done. Like the wedding, like really even just establishing the whole cottage garden area to where we wanted it to be this year at least. I'm not necessarily going to focus on putting in a whole lot more new beds this year, or I mean like this season, maybe later in the fall when we're not really growing a lot and we have the time to do that. But as those things kind of have come to a happy end for right now, we can move on to the other things that really do need to get done. And then we'll move into winter, where a lot will be just inside the house and finally tackling some of the stuff we've wanted to do in there.
Or finish things that we started
Or
doing.
finish things, yeah.
Our hallway doesn't have flooring of any kind. Like it's just subfloor right now, so that's awesome.
That's very cool, but we would definitely like to get that covered and put in actual flooring. So that'll be on the list also. And yeah, I think I'm really happy where we're at this year. I'm really happy where we've kind of been able to bring things since last year, but I mean just since like even the beginning of spring, the beginning of summer, we've added a ton of stuff. So it's been really good overall, and it's time to use the things that we've put in. The flowers are hopefully going to be working out pretty well to provide a little bit of offset for some of the cost of the garden, and keep moving forward on expanding and thinking ahead for next year. So, yes. Overall, today was a very nice, slow day.
Yes.
And we were in desperate need of one of those. So, it's been good, and we'll see how the rest of the week goes, if we get anything else done this week, or I don't know. I don't know what we have planned. I'm kind of happy not having a whole lot on our to-do list for right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been nice.
It's been nice.